Welcome students to this another lecture of automobile engineering. In this presentation we will learn about types of steering gearboxes. In previous presentation we have learned about introductory part of steering and what is meant by oversteer, understeer, steer radius and the steering linkages, the components of the steering linkages. In this lecture we will study about types of steering gearboxes, and in this picture you will see two types of steering gearboxes. On the left hand side you will see rack and pinion type of steering gearbox, and on the right hand side is the picture of ball recirculating type of gearbox. What are the learning outcomes of this lecture? Let us see. We will learn about construction and working of rack and pinion recirculating ball type steering gearbox. So these are the two important gearbox that we are going to learn in this presentation. After that we will study again related to power steering, necessary and principle of power steering, and last one is construction and working of hydraulic and electronic power steering. So along with these gearboxes, steering gearboxes, we will learn three important concepts: what is meant by power steering and its details, and the details of hydraulic and electronic power steering. Basically steering is classified into two categories. We know the two main classes are manual steering and power steering. Manual steering is further divided into three subclasses: rack and pinion, worm and roller, nut and recirculating ball. Power steering is classified into two categories. One is called hydraulic and second one is called electrical. Hydraulic is having 3 to 4 types: rack and pinion, worm and roller, nut and recirculating ball, hydrostatic. While electrical steering is having 3 types: column driven electronic power system, pinion driven EPS, and rack driven EPS. What is rack and pinion then? Starting with this type of steering gearbox, let us see the fundamentals. A rack and pinion gear system composed of two gears. The normal round gear is called pinion gear, and the straight or flat gear is called as a rear gear, rack gear. So pinion gear and rack gear, these are the two components. And the pinion gear is a round gear while a rack gear is a straight gear. A rack and pinion is a type of linear actuator that comprises a pair of gears which convert rotational motion into linear motion. So what is the function of rack and pinion? That is mentioned here: to convert rotational motion into linear motion. The circular pinion engages teeth on the linear gear bar, which is called as a rack. The rack is the flat tooth part and the pinion is the gear. Rack and pinion can convert from rotary to linear or from linear to rotary motion. So these are the vice versa, but here in this, for converting the rotational motion into linear motion, this device is used. So rack and pinion steering means what? Rack and pinions are commonly used in steering system of cars to convert the rotary motion of the steering wheel to the side to side motion in the wheels. So this is the function of this rack and pinion steering: to convert the motion to convert the rotary motion of the steering wheel to the side to side motion of the wheel. The steering ratio is defined by the ratio of pinion revolutions to the rack travel. Suitable toothing of the rack allows the ratio to be made variable over the travel. So ratio of steering ratio can be varied in this type of steering. This lowers the actuating force or reduces the travel for steering correction. So this is the advantage that we can have. It lowers the actuating force. Following are the primary components of the rack and pinion steering system. 5 components: rubber bellows, pinion, rack, inner ball joint or socket, and tie rod. You will see in this picture all these 5 components. So this is a photograph which clearly visualizes the rack and pinion steering system. You will see the rack as well as the pinion. Another picture for for more visualization, you will see the pinion which is connected to rack, and rack is further connected to the tie rods, and tie rod is further connected to the outer knuckles where the wheels are mounted. So rack and pinion steering is a quickly becoming the most common type of steering on the cars and small trucks. It is actually a pretty simple mechanism. A rack and pinion gear set is enclosed in a metal tube with each end of the rack sticking out from the tube. A rod called a tie rod connects to each end of the rack. The pinion gear is attached to the steering shaft. When you turn the steering wheel, the gear spins, moving the rack. The rack and pinion gear set two does the two things. Number one, it converts the rotational motion of the steering wheel into the linear motion needed to turn the wheels, and second, it provides a gear reduction, making it easier to turn the wheel. So gear reduction is possible with the help of this mechanism. On most car, it takes 3 to 4 complete revolutions of the steering wheel to make the wheel turn from lock to lock or from far left to far right. So it takes 3 to 4 complete revolutions. So this is another sketch for a better visualization of this type of system. You will see at the center, rack and pinion gear are mounted on the tie rod and how they are connected with the other linkages. Next is recirculating ball type of steering gear. You will see at the top steering shaft which is having a worm gear at the end. This whole assembly is enclosed inside a nut, and nut is having the teeth which is further connected to the pinion arm. This is another sketch which is having good idea, indicating the good idea of visualizing recirculating ball type steering gear. It consists of a worm at the end of the steering rod. A nut is mounted on the worm with the two sets of balls. The grooves of the worm in between the nut and the worm. There are grooves inside that. There is a balls. That's why it is called as a recirculating ball type of steering gear. The balls reduces the friction during the movement of the nut on the worm. The nut has a number of teeth on outside which mesh with the teeth on the worm wheel sector, on which is further mounted the drop arm. When the steering wheel is turned, the ball in the worm roll in the grooves and cause the nut to travel along the length of the worm. The balls, which are in two sets, are recirculated through the guides. The movement of the nut causes the wheel sector to turn at the angle and actuate the link rod through the drop arm, resulting in the desired steering of the wheel. The end play of the worm can be adjusted by means of adjuster nut provided. To compensate for the wear of the teeth on the nut and the worm, the two have to be brought nearer bodily. To achieve this, the teeth on the nut are made tapered in the plane perpendicular to the plane, which is shown in the figure. Let us see the details about power steering system. Power steering or power assist steering uses hydraulic or electrical power to help the driver applied steering force. In the power steering system, a continuously operating pump provides hydraulic pressure when needed. As the steering wheel is turned, valves are operated to admit the hydraulic pressure to a cylinder and transmitted to the steering linkage. Both steering systems have steering wheel, steering gearbox and steering linkage. Hydraulic power steering means what? Hydraulic power steering uses high pressure fluids for assisting the steering movement. It uses a plunger type arrangement for its working. When the driver turns the steering wheel, it opens up the flow or pressurized fluid in such a way that helps to turn the wheel in the required direction. Let us see what in short. Power steering has two types of devices for steering effort. Number one, hydraulic device utilizing engine power, and second one is electric motor. For hydraulic device, the engine is used to drive a pump. For the electric motor, an independent electric motor runs the pump. Both develop fluid pressure, and this pressure acts on the piston within the power cylinder so that the pinion assists the rack effort. The amount of this assistance depends on the extent of pressure acting on the piston. Therefore, if more steering force is required, the pressure must be raised. The variation in the fluid pressure is accomplished by a control valve which is linked to the steering main shaft. Let us see how does rack and pinion steering work with the power steering. In this sketch you will see the cylinder at the center on the of the steering rod. You will see the fluid lines, pressure tube, rotary control valve, power steering pump, all these components. When a rack and pinion system is connected to a power steering system, the design changes slightly. A cylinder with a piston in the middle is placed in the rack. There is a fluid on both the sides of the piston. When the pressure is placed on the fluid on one side of the piston, it forces the piston to move, which turns the rack and assists the steering. Let us see about HPS. Hydraulic power steering is a hydraulic system for reducing the steering effort on the vehicle by using hydraulic pressure to assist in turning the wheels. It is intended to provide for easier driving direction control of the car while preserving feedback and stability. Steering booster is arranged so that should be booster fail, the steering will continue to work. The working liquid are called hydraulic fluid or oil is the medium by which pressure is transmitted. Common working liquids are based on mineral oil. For pressure restriction in the pump, there is a restrictive valve which is adjusted on different car in the range of 7 to 13 MPa, megapascal, 13 megapascal. So this is the range of pressure in the hydraulic power steering. Let us see details about electronic or electric power steering. Electric power steering work with the help of an electric motor and control unit which has some sensors. The motor runs on battery and will use electric power to assist the movement of steering when the driver turns the wheel. Let us see electronic power steering. In this type of steering system, steering sensor consists of two important sensors. One is called torque sensor, second one is a rotation sensor. Torque sensor convert the steering torque input and its direction into the voltage signal. Rotation sensor converts the rotational speed and direction into voltage signal and is located in the input shaft of the steering gearbox. Following are the advantages of electronic power steering over hydraulic power steering. Manual steering require less force comparatively since there is no fluid to be forced through the valve. Okay. Energy is consumed only while steering. The problem of fluid leakage is eliminated. Let us see the working principle of electronic power steering. The input from the steering sensor and the vehicle speed sensor are sent to the microprocessor control unit, where these are compared with the pre-programmed force assist map. The control unit then sends out the appropriate command signal to current controller, which supplies the appropriate current to the electric motor. It pushes the rack to the right or left depending on which direction the current flows. The amount of power assist increases with the increase in the current. The electronic steering control unit is capable of self-diagnosing fault by monitoring the system's input and output and driving current of the electric motor. In case of problem, the control unit turns off the entire system by activating a fail-safe relay in the power unit. The system reverts back to the manual steering and warning light on the dashboard alerts the driver. So this way, electronic power steering EPS uses an electric motor to reduce effort by providing steering assist to the driver. Sensors detect the motion and torque of the steering column and a computer module applies assistive torque via an electric motor coupled directly to either the steering gear or steering column. This allows varying amounts of assistance to be applied depending on the driving condition. The system allows for the achieving an ideal blend of ride, handling and steering for each vehicle. In the event of competent failure, mechanical linkage serves as a backup. So this is a complete picture of electronic power system. You will see the different components. You can zoom and see all the electronic components. Let us see what are the components. ECU, electronic control unit, torque sensor, electric sensor, reduction gear. After that, electronic actuators and power supply. This is a sketch of electronic power system. You will see here power steering control valve module at the center. After that, you will see the steering rack. After that, drive pinion, electromechanical power steering motor that you will see. steering column is there, steering wheel that you are seeing, all these components that we have already learned regarding this. What are the advantage of EPS? No hydraulic components, no hydraulic fluid, space saving, reduction in noise, energy saving, no complex hose and wiring system. So these are the advantages of such type of system. What is the comparison between hydraulic and electronic power steering? Electric power steering use better response at different speed as compared to hydraulic power steering. Hydraulic power system is complicated compared with the electric power steering. Hydraulic power steering system weighs more than electric power steering. Hydraulic power steering uses hydraulic fluid for operation, whereas there is no such fluid needed for electric power steering. Thus, electric power steering needs less maintenance compared to the hydraulic power steering. Electric power steering is less prone to problems and faults and are more durable as compared to the hydraulic power steering. Hydraulic power steering gets more power from the engine, so it reduces the fuel efficiency of the engine. Electric power steering consumes power from the battery, which is also charged by the engine, but it consumes less power compared to the hydraulic power steering. So a car having electric power steering will give more mileage than one with the hydraulic power steering. These are some of the references. You can have more information from these links. Thank you very much.